Well, welcome everybody to this special edition of Natural Woman Talk. I'm excited because I have the beautiful Yolanda Halley with me. Um, you guys may wonder like who Yolanda is, but if you have seen Truth to the Game, Holiday, it's a
A
new
holiday
the
chance,
Holiday Chance
Dutch.
is part of the brains behind those films. And I'm super excited to bring you on this platform and just share some of the amazing things that you have done, are doing, and plan to do with our platform. So before we get started, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and where you are now.
I was born in Guyana, South America. I was raised in Brooklyn, New York. I've lived in Atlanta, Georgia. Now I'm here in California. Most people know me as Manny's wife. My husband is known in the entertainment industry. He is the one who got Keisha Cole's career started. He's worked with artists like Nicki Minaj, Young Thug. I've always helped him, but I stay in the background. I like it there.
Right.
So everyone knows me, but they really don't know me. This is the first time that, my face is actually out because we started with movies in 2015 and people are like, okay, so she produces, she does things like, who is she? So people are starting to inquire now who I am, and I'm ready to show the world who I am.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to learn more. And it was so when you sat there and said that you're always behind the scenes with your husband, I just thought of that saying that they say every powerful man has an even more powerful woman behind the scenes helping him make the moves he's making. So
Yes, for
this,
sure.
this is that powerful woman. So as a child, what did you want to be when you grew up? Like what got you on this path?
The funniest thing is, I know that when people ask that question, they expect an answer like, something based on occupation, doctor, lawyer, things like that.
Okay.
When I was younger, growing up, I just always wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be happy and I wanted to be loved.
Mm.
I never knew what my parents did. I mean, again, I was born in a third world country. I was born in Guyana. I never exactly knew what they did. I just know that I always saw them, in the living room dancing. I saw how my dad would, like gently caress my mom's shoulder and things like that. I saw love. I saw family. And that's what I wanted. So my mind was always open to, what I would do career wise, but from a little girl, I just knew that I wanted to be happy, healthy, and loved.
Mm. And those are powerful things um for a little girl to even want to aspire to have, because I know me growing up here in America, we grow up to want to be an occupation is never to want to sustain happiness or be loved. And as I'm an adult now, it's like, and when you find happiness, you find the work that you love, you find the people that are good for you. So that's super interesting to hear just anybody say, as a child, I just wanted this, and that. And it guides you on the journey. So I think that is super amazing. So you are originally from Guyana.
Yes.
Okay, how was that growing up as
It
is
was
that
beautiful. I mean, I feel like I had the best childhood. It's funny because when my dad, when he retired, he moved back to Guyana, so he
okay?
lives in Guyana now. And he would always tell people stories of when I was a little girl spending time on the farm. I would harass all of the animals because I love animals. And I
Okay.
would wait for the hens to lay the egg, and I would have my hands out and I would just wait for them to lay the egg, and it would fall into the palm of my hands and it's so warm, and I would be like, Daddy, I got an egg. And they didn't always want to lay an egg. Sometimes they wanted to poop. So I
Mm.
have that experience as
Oh,
well. Yeah. So I know what both feels like.
right.
But I mean, they're fond memories. I love them. I love
That
Guyana.
is super awesome. So how many siblings are, is it just you, a only child, or you have siblings?
It's five of us total. I have
Okay.
two older brothers, one older sister, and a younger sister.
Okay.
And we're very, very close. my parents came to this country, we didn't have a lot of money. I mean, America's expensive.
Yeah.
So we had a 2-bedroom apartment, and it
Wow.
was my mom and dad in one bedroom and all the kids in the next room. So we had bunk beds and, like whatever. We're very, very close.
Wow. That's good to hear that now as adults, after you guys have children within yourselves, that you're still that close. I know you guys have some amazing memories, especially I know now we're us doing this interview. It's the holiday season. I know there's some amazing holiday memories and things of that nature that probably come to mind.
We have so many memories. I mean, it's just not even funny. The thing is that my brothers are real brothers. I mean, they're very, very wicked. They would do things like, "Oh, I bet you I'll eat this raw egg if you your Christmas gift, or give me your Christmas money," and things like that. And me always, like I'm the I'm not the baby. I'm the next one up. So it's
Right.
like I was always the naive one, and I'm always like, who's gonna eat a raw egg? You know what I'm saying? And then my brothers would just gulp it down, and then they get my Christmas money or they get my Christmas gift, and it's like, dang.
Yeah, that sounds like my sons. I have six. And
You
that's
have
what
6 sons?
I have 6 sons and 1 daughter. So that sounds like my household.
That's a lot of love, a lot of love, a lot of memories, a lot of activities. That's the best.
Yes, it definitely is. I think that's super awesome. So you said you lived in a period of time in Atlanta and then you moved to California. How was that transition? Because I know a lot of people want to make that transition, but like what was that experience like?
From Georgia to California,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard because so I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. That's where my mom, my dad, my family. That's where I met my husband, married my husband, everything. Then we moved to Georgia, and that's when my husband was working with Keisha Cole. So we were constantly like on tour, and my children were younger. So we would have to fly my mom in to help with the kids when we were on the road. So then my mother retired and ended up buying a house in Georgia. Then my husband says, "Oh, let's move to California." So my mom bought a house in Georgia and my sister, and then we picked up and we moved to California. So the move was a little hard because I'm like, "Dag, we're leaving. We caused everyone to move here, and now we're leaving." But I like California. I mean, the weather is great.
Hmm.
My family, they fly out here to see me. I fly back to Georgia. I've made friends and formed new families here. So I mean, everywhere I go, it's just another opportunity to grow, to meet people, to just expand.
Right. I love the energy of California. I know when I visited for my first time, I was like, I don't want to leave. Like, I don't know if it's just the film or media vibe or what. It just felt it's a different type of feeling that I've never felt in any other city I've been in.
I
So
love California.
I
I love
definitely,
Georgia. I love New York. I love them all. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
they have their own type of vibe because my hometown is Cincinnati. So
Okay.
I love Cincinnati. It gives me a different kind of energy, but I definitely get why you would love California. So I'm going down my list of questions and trying to bring them into the conversation. So how would you describe your cultural identity? Because you have a lot of experience and a lot of background. So like, how would you describe that?
Everyone refers to me as something else. I mean, my daughter did a film in South Africa, and Will Packard, he was like nature girl because I love the. He said nature girl. My husband friends, they're like, "Oh yeah, she's a Caribbean girl." I mean, I'm just Chinese American. What I mean, I think that I have the best culture because it's a fuse between my Guyanese world,
Mhm.
like when I make my husband, like the curry chicken and curry crab and
Mm.
dal and rice and roti and all of this stuff, it's good. But then I could still make, like a hamburger, spaghetti and meatballs,
Right.
like whatever. And that's what I cook for them, um, because I'm vegan.
Okay.
And I have a lot of fruits and vegetables and things like that that I introduce people to because they don't even know what they are. But I'm fortunate enough to be born, like in a tropical country where, things like papayas and guava and guinea and soursop, coconut, they're right at our fingertips.
Right.
So I just feel like I have the perfect life, the
The
perfect blend.
I love it. I love it. So my next question was about you being a vegan. So you just segue into that. When did you make that transition, and how has it impacted your life?
Well, in 2011, I literally just stopped eating meat.
Okay.
But I was still doing seafood because my husband, he would always say, oh, like, well, can you just make this, whatever, whatever. So I was a pescatarian.
Okay.
And I just felt like if it was excessive. In 2019, I was working a lot. And I was just feeling like really, really stressed out, really down. And I needed time to heal myself, to like focus on me. And I just cleaned everything out of my life. And that was meat as well. Like I just became natural. Because I know a lot of vegans, they talk about the beyond this and whatever. I don't do
Mhm.
anything processed. I'm just like a natural person now. And it's made my life a lot better because I realize now I put myself first. I focus on me. Um, I take care of myself, my mind, body, and my soul. I practice positive thinking. I make sure that I get enough exercise. I make sure that I get enough rest. It's almost like just by changing that one thing in my life, it
Mhm.
trickled to everything else
Right.
because it made me just always want to be better and do more for myself.
Mhm.
So I see myself as healthier. I slimmed down a little bit. I mean, I was already a little bit petite, but I see the curves, like where I now want them. So I see a healthier body. I'm a lot more energized and I'm a lot happier. I'm a lot happier and
Yeah.
healthier.
Yeah. That, and I definitely get that. That's part of the little motto with Natural Woman magazine. Sorry, and our platform with just the whole concept of natural, because people want to just think, oh, it's about natural hair, but it's about a natural lifestyle. You just being your natural self, because the things that are natural to us are us being happy, us having abundance, um, us enjoying the life that we want to create. The things that kind of block us from that are the toxins and the toxic energy and things like that. So when you do clear it up, you should start attracting so much more. So I definitely, that's like our motto that we kind of push. So I'm even more excited just to have you here and talk to you now. I'm like, oh, Dennis was smart when he thought of this.
He came in. He spent a couple of days with me. We were in one of the premieres, and he was like, "Wow, like you really do this," and I'm like, "Yeah, this is my life. Like this is me." And he was like, "Okay," so I think that's why he put this whole thing together.
Yeah, that's super awesome. So, about going to your career, tell us about some of the movies that you've been a part of and that you've produced.
So, the most popular, the biggest franchise is the True to the Game franchise. Terry Woods, an amazing woman, author. We acquired the IP for her book, True to the
Okay.
Game, and everyone loved Quadir and Gina and their love story and things like that. So we hired Preston Whitmore to
Okay.
direct the film, and we made a movie. That was our very first movie in 2015. It was such a hard project because we didn't know anything about film and television. You have all of
Really?
these people telling you this, that, and the other. You have your money aside and you're ready to do this, Now we're dealing with unions. We're dealing with people coming down on us because we're not doing things right. We're dealing with the director telling us that we have to do this. So what was supposed to be a very enjoyable experience turned out to be
Mhm.
like a huge, huge nightmare. But we learned so much from it
Right.
that we were able to push forward, and we continued. We finished our projects. We got it into theater. We did True to the Game 2, True to the Game 3. We did Dutch. We did Real Talk. We did a Holiday Chance. We just go because we didn't quit. We didn't give up.
That's amazing. And True to the Game is an amazing just projects. Even from
Yes.
the first one to the last one, I almost had a heart attack. Um, y'all,
And
y'all
now my
been
husband is like, everybody wants a part 4. I'm like,
at the way True to the Game 3 ended, it looks like it could be a segue into a part
it could
4.
be. I told him, I was like, we might have to write this together. Like, let's.
Yeah, and it like a new level because Bria and her guy they ended it that way. So I could definitely see.
Bria is my daughter, right?
Yes, I did. Am I right? Well, she did an amazing job.
Thank
An
you, thank
amazing
you.
job. I think that was super awesome. But yeah, I can definitely see a True to the Game 4. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 5 either, because you guys created some magic. Like
I'm
I get to
happy. I'm so happy that everyone loves it, that they're receiving it well. We did deviate from the book a bit, but what people have to understand is that sometimes what's written on paper doesn't
yeah,
necessarily translate well on screen. So we made
right.
creative changes, not to mention, like to bring it current date and things like that. True to the Game, Terry wrote that book, I think in the 80s. So we just
Mm,
kind of updated it, to make it more current. And
right.
she loved it.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I love just how um literature and film come together to create magic. I
Yes.
try to get my
Yes.
kids that they like movie producing and things of that nature, but they don't like to read. I'm like, where do you think a lot of these producers and write just not writers, but where they get their movie ideas from? A lot of it comes from books.
A lot of it comes from books, from articles, just from talking to people. You have some interesting people out there. Like a lot of people have been through like so much. I mean, you know, there's a story to tell. You just
Right.
have to look. You have to be open, you have to read, you have to search, and you'll find it.
Exactly. So you have successfully produced several movies to date with your husband and business partner, Rodney Turner. Can you talk about that experience, especially being a woman of color where the industry is dominated by men? Let's get into that.
Let's get into that because my husband and Rodney, they're great, great, great. But listen, when I tell you they don't think that women can do anything, I'm like, look, we need to make women a little bit more badass. Like, I'm always trying to like fight for, like stronger leads, stronger characters, like for women. If you would notice a lot of our projects, I mean, we have strong male leads, but in True to the Game 3, I had more control over that one. And that's why for people who haven't seen it yet, I'm not going to give it away, but Gina has really, really stepped up. Bria has
Yes,
stepped up. The women have really, really stepped up, and I think that it's a reflection of me, just me constantly like telling them like, no, this is what we need to do. This is what we're capable of doing. Because it's
right.
funny when a man tells a woman what a woman is capable of doing.
Mm, and we birthed y'all.
I'm like, we can do that. No, we can do that. So you
Right,
will see, you definitely see Gina's growth in True to the Game 3. My
yes,
husband wrote it. And again, I know that he took a lot of what I said and got it into there. So it's challenging being a woman in this industry. Because you want to see different for women. You want to see
right,
women truly reflected, and not just always use as sex objects and
right.
things like that. Yeah, so it's difficult.
Wow. Well, I can definitely see now talking to you about it, that transition, especially in part three.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna give any spoilers. It's really
I know I'm trying not to talk about it. I'm
yeah,
like, I don't want to give
because there's
anything
some
away.
stuff I want to talk about in the film, but that's gotta be for something else. Because I don't want to give it away.
Right. That's
Um,
why I'm like, yeah, okay.
but it's definitely a great film that everybody should at least check it out. Um, also, so you not only produce movies, I hear that you're into writing as well.
Yes, at one point, I did think that, like I would become a journalist at one point because I love writing. Um, but I was into engineering as well. I mean, I'm good at so many different things.
Right, because we're women.
Exactly, that's how I feel.
Yes.
Yes. Um, so I just picked up, the pen and paper and just started old school writing again, and came up with a TV series. And my husband and I, we do a lot of things together. My
Okay.
son, he writes as well, so
Oh, y'all got a whole just powerful family in the
yes,
industry. I love it. I
yes.
definitely love it. That's super awesome. So, not to give too much away with Truth to the Game 3, you made an appearance on there. Now, can we expect some more camera appearances from you in the future when it comes to acting?
Well, first of all, let me say this. There's a story behind that.
Okay.
It wasn't something that was planned. When the cop uniform was delivered, it was like an extra small or something. It was a very small size. They were like, "Who can this fit?" And I'm sitting there like, and they're like, "You know what? It can probably fit you." And I'm like, "No, I'm sure it can't." They're like, "Go try it on." So because of my petite size, that's what gave me the role. I
Wow.
was very, very nervous doing it because I'm not a in front of the camera person. I'm more
Mhm.
comfortable behind the scenes. But I was in that scene with Erica People, who's an amazing actress, and she was just like, "Listen, you got this." She's like, "You got this. You can do this." And she said, "I'll coach you. I'll lead. Like you just kind of like follow from me." It wasn't a big scene, but in movie production, doing that one little scene took so
Mhm.
many hours just for you to know.
Yes.
So, but I loved it. I loved it. I loved how it looked, and I'm open to it.
Okay. Yeah, you're
Um,
doing this interview right now. So
exactly,
I can see the
exactly.
possibilities. Most
I'm
definitely.
so open now.
Most definitely. So let's talk about some of your causes and some of the things that you're passionate about.
I am passionate about anything that promotes health. A couple of years back, my family and I, we did a breast cancer awareness walk, and it was so good. We said that we would do it every year, but then COVID hit, and then it was like, we didn't. But it's something that I would like to get back to once this world changes back. Things like that, we'll get there. I was also on the board of Miracles for Kids.
Okay.
But again, after COVID hit, it was like,
Everything changed.
everything changed.
Yeah.
I'm also big on just doing things to inspire the youth because they're our next generation. And I think that if we don't prepare them, our future is not going to be as bright as we think that it is. I mean, we have to realize that it's always preparing the next generation.
Right.
So I'm anything to support things like that. I'm all for it.
That's super awesome. Super awesome. So my last question, because I know a lot of people may wonder, what is your secret formula to a successful marriage? Because you and your husband are like a power couple, powerful family, and just some of the amazing things you're doing. What's your secret?
A lot of people don't know that my husband and I have been together since we were 16 years old.
Wow.
Yes, we were pretty much best friends, always together. I always tell people you have to truly let go and let God in
Mm,
order for you to stay in in any relationship, not just a marriage, but in any relationship, that long. You know, some people, they're not meant to stay in your life. They're just kind of like passing through to help you get to where you need to be. You have to recognize if someone is your soulmate, because you think and you feel with your heart.
mm,
um, I feel that my husband is my soulmate. I pray that I'm his soulmate. We've been together for so long. We just know how to love each other. We know how to forgive each other, and we know how to let it go. Because if something happened 5 years ago, there's no reason for us to talk about it today. I mean,
right.
there's literally no reason for us to talk about it today. There's no reason for me to throw something in your face just because we're having an argument. There's So sometimes you just have to know, you know what? Need a timeout. You go, you pray, whatever. And having good friends also.
Yeah.
Friends that's gonna encourage you and listen to you like, girl, I know, but you wanna get that manicure and pedicure, distraction, things like that.
Right.
But that's pretty much it. Just let it go and let it go.
I hope you guys are getting these jewels that she's just dropping on us. Well, I'm just super excited to have this opportunity to talk with you, to learn more. Even more honored with this being your first interview on our Natural Woman platform. And it's fitting because she embodies what a natural woman is. And so
Right,
that
this was
even furthers,
perfect.
yes, it even furthers my mission. I know when I started this platform, I just knew women can do anything, and a lot of women are waking up, and we need models. And I wanted to be able to bring women on, like, oh, she's doing it, she's doing it. Like it's something happening because a nation can rise no higher than its women. And so if we don't start uplifting each other, where will we be? So
Exactly.
yes, I just thank you for being you and creating this opportunity for us to talk. And I'm just excited for all the work you have done and the work that you have to come. Maybe more camera stuff, on camera stuff. I could maybe you and your daughter can do a film together. You never know.
We actually spoke about it.
Okay.
Because I started writing something and I was like, I can probably play them. She was like, Mom, you can't act. I was like, okay. But now as I made my first appearance,
Yes. It
I'm
opens
getting
up.
experience.
I love it. I definitely love it. So, for anybody wondering, I don't know, do you have social media? Where can our readers learn more or follow or just be in the know with what you have going on and
On
your next project?
Instagram, it's
Okay.
I am Yolanda Halley. Real simple. That's who I am. I am Yolanda Halley.
Awesome. Well, there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this special interview we're doing here of Natural Woman Magazine. We were speaking with Yolanda Halley. She just blessed us with so many jewels, and I just love her energy. I hope you guys love the same. If you haven't already, go check out all of these films that she has been a part of, especially the True to the Game trilogy, possible True to the Game 4 and 5 in the future. Keep our fingers crossed. Like, don't end
Yes,
up.
and a holiday chance. During this Christmas time, as a matter of fact, we're probably gonna end up putting something together, a viewing party for a holiday chance, because
Yes,
during this holiday season, it's the perfect movie for you to watch. Everyone can stay at home so that we stay safe from COVID. A lot of
yes,
cases are on the rise right now. So enjoy a movie. Both movies are streaming. Amazon,
mm,
buy your True to the Game 3, buy your holiday chance.
yes. That may be my film for this evening because I know once I get done with this, I'm going home and I'm relaxing. So I may stream a holiday chance. I haven't seen it yet, so I'll be sure.
Nafisa Williams, Richard Lawson, Vanessa Bell Calloway. It's Sharon Leal. It's really good.
Oh, yes, those are some good names.
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much for being on this platform. And thank you guys for tuning in. You know where to find Natural Woman. But until next time, peace, love, and light.
Yes. Beautiful. Take care.